Tuesday, November 6th. First of all, this is all I'm going to say about it. Go out and vote. Next thing. So, yesterday I put up a thread in the DE discussion area titled, Chad Uses Bad Blades. Go look for that thread if you haven't already found it. And basically what I'm going to do is, I'll explain it to you, is I'm going to use what I consider soaps that I know, so no new soaps, my timeless razor for the first use, and then a bad blade. Not a bad blade like that's been dropped or that has a clear defect on it or anything like that. I'm not trying to really hurt myself. But, you know, just a bad blade. And this is the first episode, and we'll just see how long this goes. So we'll kind of go over the rules and what's going to happen as we're going. So there's a lot to talk about that. So we're going to go ahead and start with the lathering process. So I've got a soap blooming here. This is a soap that I've used a lot. I know. I get good results from it. And it's the Henri et Victoria Cognac and Cuban Cigars. One of my all-time favorite scents. This is the vegan formula. It was their main formula for the longest time, and now they also make some of their soaps in a tallow formula. I don't know if this one got the tallow treatment. I would need to look. I might get it. I get good results from this veggie formula. You can look up the ingredients online. That's not what these videos are about, but just know that it doesn't have the same skin conditioning butters and stuff like that some of the top tier 1 or elite soaps do. But this provides a respectable lather and a good result. So, yeah. I'll still do other random videos just so you guys all know whenever I get a new soap in the den, and I'll visit it and I'll go over all those details with you. Or when I get a new razor or a new brush or something like that, it will get its own episode. But for this series, the Bad Blade series, it's going to be pretty consistent. The only thing that will change is the brush and the soap, because I don't think that will. I'm going to only use soaps that I know, and that I know will give me an excellent result every time. So you're not going to see Williams get used in this series. You're not going to see Mitchell's Wolfpack get used in this series. You'll see this soap. You'll see, what's the other? CBL soaps. You'll see Declaration Grooming, stuff like that. So I'm using the Sterling Kong brush. This soap lathers real well. It starts out a little airy, so you do have to work with it, but I know I'm going to get a good... The shave today will not go bad because of the soap. Let me put it that way. And that's the goal with this series. If for some other reason it does, we'll just scratch it and we'll go back to the soap at another time. But I know this one's not going to. But it's always possible, right? I could begin lathering something and for whatever reason that day it's just not going well. If that happens, I'll let the group know. Okay, so while I'm lathering, I just want to say, here's kind of the stipulations and the rules. The first shave of every time I use a brand new blade in this Bad Blade series will always be on the timeless. And I promise 2 shaves per blade, no matter what. Always 2 shaves per blade, no matter how bad the first goes. And that's because I've also said, like the feather blade, I think it gets progressively better over time. So, make a little touch of water. So as you can see, like I said, it's not going to be the soap's fault. So, The first shave will always be with my timeless razor. If I get surprised and it's good, like a really good shave, the second shave will be with my Parker variant. And the reason why I chose that is because it's adjustable. And I figured, with a dial at the bottom, so then I can really push the blade up during the passes. I can say, okay, can this handle being super aggressive and put it all the way up to the highest setting? Or, because my timeless is the 0.68 gap, was it mild enough? So, right? Hope you understand what I'm getting at there. So this is the blade today. Let's open this up. Set the handle and its color. This blade I have never used before. It came with my Muhle R41, and it is a Muhle Blade. The edge looks fine. I've never used it. The reason I never used it is because I read some really bad results from people online. But anyway, so I've got this theory, and that's where this comes from. I've been wet shaving now for nearly 5 years, and I've got this theory that it's not, like, in the beginning I always blamed the blade, and I don't think it was the blade. And I'm at this point now to where that I've said it a few times even on camera, I think my technique is good enough that I could get a good shave with any blade. A good shave. Let me rephrase that. Let me just make that very clear. A good shave. So there'll be 3 categories that a blade can fall into at the end. And that's basically what it's going to be. Yep, this is a bad blade. That means I will not buy it. The second category is a, okay, good enough shave, but don't really have a desire to go at it again. The third category is a, oh wow, I could buy 100 blades of these. I could buy a 100 pack. That's the scoring system. I'm going to buy a 100 pack. It's good, but I don't need to revisit it, but if I had another blade lying around, I'd use it. And it's bad. So let's see where we're at. I'm a little nervous about this blade. We're starting right out of the gate pretty high in my opinion, so. But I've got my trusted timeless. The scent on this soap is just amazing, by the way. Not trying to push the soap or nothing, but if you guys haven't used this soap, you owe it to yourself. Pick up a sample. Okay. I can tell right away that this blade is not as sharp as blades that I typically use. It has more drag. And what I mean by drag is that it seems like I kind of have to, I can't just set the razor down and let it like fall down my face, so to speak, right? People have used that term. I kind of have to really, not forcing it, but I can tell that the razor can't do all the work. I have to help it. Okay, I'm going to do my lip area. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever seen 100 pack blades of these anywhere. Okay. Wow. That was doing nothing. That was just my standard roll the cap around my chin. Got a nice little scrape. I wouldn't call that one a cut because it's not bleeding, but a scrape. Okay, gonna pause you. We'll come back for the second pass, and that's another thing. This is just gonna be my standard normal. When I use a DE, I can get me a nice, good BBS shave, not necessarily plus, but a nice BBS shave in 2.5 passes. That's what these shaves are gonna get. Be right back. Okay, so also, just so you guys know, not every shave will be on video, but I will post a recap in the thread after every single use there. I will not, in the DE thread, I will not put comments about the soap or its performance. That will be in my journal, so if you're interested in the soap I use, you can always go to the journal and get information on the soap. And if you're interested in conversation on the blade, vice versa, it will not be in my journal. That will be in the DE blade section, the DE section. I'll also say that if anybody believes, I posted a picture of the blades that I currently have, that when I went through my stash, that I have, that I either labeled bad or other people have labeled bad. If you think I'm missing one, and you are willing to send it to me, reach out to me at theshavingcadre.com, and I will pay you 25 cents per blade plus the postage stamp. I figure that's fair because I don't want to go out and be buying a bunch of 5-packs and 10-packs and stuff like that. So if you're willing to, you can just throw it in an envelope, write my address on the front, mail it to me, and I'll use it on camera. And report back. So here is where I'm a little bit nervous, my against the grain pass. Yeah, the blade is definitely not as sharp as I would hope. Definitely have to be doing more work with the blade myself. I'll be honest too, this is the roughest shave I've ever had with the Timeless. It usually just, when you have a good blade in this razor, it just floats like butter. And I'm wondering if I'm just completely disproving myself in episode 1. But I don't think I am, and let me tell you why. Let's be realistic here. Like anything, there is bound to be good and bad with any product. Quality control from the company, anything along those lines. Am I getting a good shave? I would argue yes. However you define good shave. I mean, I've got one little nick, but I get a nick when I use a straight almost every shave. I'm getting close. Is it going to be my BBS? Probably not. Do I have to be more careful with this blade? Yes, I do. So I'm answering the question, yes. So far, I think I can get a good shave with any blade. This isn't a disaster, right? Let's be clear. But this is like as bad as I thought it would get. Now, according to C.B. Lindsay, when I use what he calls the torture device, the shark blade, which by the way, I noticed I only have the stainless steel shark blade. I remember in the beginning I had a 5-pack of shark chromium blades or something to that effect. And I can't remember if I liked those ones or if I liked the stainless steel, but one of them I thought were okay. The other ones I thought were horrible, so maybe I thought the chromium ones were bad. So if you have one of those laying around, a single blade, and you're willing to send that to me, let me know, and I'll give you the 25 cents plus a postage stamp. You'd have to supply the envelope, I'm sorry. Okay. Let me rinse real quick. I'm going to try and keep these short. We'll see how well that works. We're going to come back for the half pass. Okay, well while I was feeling my face, rinsing off, I asked myself this question off camera. Did I even do a second pass? Still feels pretty close. I mean, still feels pretty gritty in these trouble areas. I'm not going to go over my chin again. I've got a little bit of small breakout from the weather change. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to accept DFS there. It's not worth me to irritate that. Here's a true test, doing blade buffing. Another thing that I'll be doing is I'll be using aftershaves that I know. Because they'll provide me and let me know, right? If it burns more than standard, if usual. So I did the blade buffing and it got a little bit better, but all right. I'm going to rinse real quick, apply witch hazel, and then I'll come back and we'll do the post shave, and I'll give you the initial impressions of this blade. Okay, let's do the aftershave. I've got the Cognac and Cuban Cigars aftershave. If I remember correctly, there is alcohol in it, and witch hazel and aloe leaf juice. Good, I'm going to need that skin conditioning property. I've always got good luck with their aftershaves. I really like them. Oh, and the scent's fantastic. But I know we're not talking about the scent, so I'll say it again. If you have not used Cognac and Cuban Cigars, you owe it to yourself to get a sample. I'm expecting some burn. Yep, there it is. Quite a bit, actually. Okay. So while I was rinsing and I was feeling my face rubbing it in, even though I felt like I got here good with my buffing, I didn't. I did get one nick. Not a cut, but a nick. There's menthol in here too, right? No. Great. That's how bad the burn is. Oh wait, no, there is menthol. Oh, phew. Gave myself a worry there. This blade will obviously get a second use as promised. It will happen tomorrow, but it will not be getting its second use in the Parker variant. If tomorrow's shave goes well, better than today's, like this blade becomes, I don't know, better, I guess, for the second shave with the timeless, then I will do a third shave. So some blades could potentially get a third shave, and the third shave would graduate to the Parker variant. But it's not there yet. I really don't even want to use it for a second shave. This blade I felt got my face a little raw. Not a fan of that at all. It's not a good blade. But I wouldn't call it a bad blade either. So I think it does technically meet in that second category so far. But I'll decide more tomorrow. It's not a close, comfortable shave. It's not DFS. It's not BBS, obviously. There is some irritation. I'm going to call it a socially acceptable shave. So that is episode 1 of my Chad Uses Bad Blades. I'll put this up on YouTube, obviously, when you're watching it. And I will also do a write-up of every use as well. So if you can't follow the YouTube series, I understand. I'll do my best to write up as also. But aside from that, I will afterwards, after I go get dressed in my work clothes, I will be finishing with the EDP, Eau de Parfum, Cognac and Cuban Cigars. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me and let me know at www.theshavingcadre.com. And aside from that, I will see you guys on the pages. Have a good day.